Hey, welcome. It's Brian, and this is Guitar Solo Reactions. And I ran across this audio only recording of Prince that was entitled Bitches Brew. So I thought I better do it. And I hope it's referring to Miles Davis and his 69 record release called The Same Thing. And Miles, up until that point, had released a long hit of great records: ESP, Milestones, Sorcerer, Nefertiti, great Wayne Shorter stuff on that, and a lot of these. Miles in the Sky. Um, and then In a Silent Way was a pretty cool departure where that was John McLaughlin. Not his first record, probably with a guitar player, but as far as I know, it is. And that kind of started this whole trend going into Bitches Brew, then into Jack Johnson. All three of these records, In a Silent Way, um, Bitches Brew, and Jack Johnson, incredible records. And then after Jack Johnson, they're released probably within maybe a year of each other. Um, Silent Way was 69. Bitches Brew was 70, basically, released. And then Jack Johnson was 71. Live Evil, 71. Live Evil's basically the tour of Bitches Brew, and they're playing songs off of it. Really great, raw John McLaughlin. So that's, I was early in my guitar history. I became a huge fan of John McLaughlin and Mahavishnu Orchestra and all the stuff with Miles. And Miles went on to kind of mine John McLaughlin for a while with records like Big Fun, Get Up With It. I'm not sure he's on that. He might be on Water Babies. Um, anyway, he's on a lot of stuff from that period, basically 69 through like probably stuff that came out probably into 75. In fact, I think some came out in the late 70s with John McLaughlin on it. But anyway, we're not here to talk about John McLaughlin or Miles. We're here to talk about Prince. So sorry if I lost you in that long kind of prologue there, but um, Miles is huge, and I've often wondered and hoped, and kind of subscribers, friends of the channel, alluded to Prince doing some more kind of long form improvisational based stuff, which I've definitely heard him do. I just always hoped it would kind of dive deeper kind of into this territory. And yes, he did Stratus, the Billy Cobham song, some Santana stuff, lots of Hendrix. Love all of that. I just thought it'd be cool, and it has to be out there. I told myself that he's done something in this neck of the woods. So here we go. Sight Unseen, Miles Davis, Bitches Brew, and Prince's, hopefully, homage to that. definitely there's the hints of that uh, uh, Live Evil and Bitches Brew in there. It started out like I was like, well, it's just a cool ass ripping guitar solo, but once that groove kind of locks in, and then you start to hear the Rhodes piano, the electric piano, which on the record was played by Chick Corea, and the people on Bitches Brew is incredible. It's Wayne Shorter. It's every great jazz uh, newcomer almost outside of Miles, and John McLaughlin, like I said, Dave Holland, the incredible English bass players in there, Lenny White, who would go on to be in Return to Forever with Chick Corea, and Jack DeJohnette as well, along with percussionist and all of that. So that is kind of the meat of Bitches Brew right there. So yeah, it kind of sounds like it. And the guitar playing is in there, like these kind of cool, repetitive kind of motifs, and then some wailing guitar stuff. And right there, it's a heavy affected guitar tone, like lots of distortion, and then he's got like a ring modulator going on or something, which is something that John McLaughlin used quite a bit. So yeah. Oh my God, that was a McLaughlin line right there. Yeah, that's so cool. Yeah. So if this is interesting to you, you do yourself a favor, check out these records. Check out Big Fun, which is another culmination of probably tours or something that has kind of the same lineup with McLaughlin on guitar. and he is using, I think he's using a ring modulator on this, but he definitely did in the Mahavishnu Orchestra as well. But anyway, you're kind of seeing like this with Bitches Brew. You're seeing the starting of fusion and kind of this culmination of a really rhythm based, kind of improvisationally based band that isn't jazz per se, but jazz players are taking kind of R&B, kind of the early funk influences and rock influences and pushing them all together. And then what comes from this is fusion and probably more modern kind of funk bands like Parliament, although, George Clinton was doing a lot of stuff before this. But I think this probably helped them get out there maybe more, or maybe Miles heard Parliament. I'm not sure what George Clinton was doing in 1969 exactly, but I'm sure he was kind of on the precipice of doing this kind of thing as well, just more rock based stuff. So it's a really great time in music, from my opinion, as an instrumentalist, as a guitar player, as someone who loves long form solos. And here you have the band with the best of the jazz world, who kind of embraced this whole movement of fusion of these musics. And thereby, the word fusion is literally what it meant, and described what they were doing. And Miles and this band and this era were doing it on such a high level, and really open form too, like Mahavishnu Orchestra and Return to Forever, and all the other bands, Jean-Luc Ponty, all these kind of early fusion things. They're all a lot more, compositionally speaking, dense. There's a ton of parts, super technical, and all of that. So this band for me is like, meaning the Bitches Brew band, Miles Davis, they are just playing, and it has this amazing spirit. And Prince and his band have captured that, was my point. Player, not sure who it'd be. have it. Prince and the band. I have no idea who's in the band, but killer rhythm section is always great percussion going on there. Great percussion and bass break, and it basically, yeah, it's the title makes sense, and that does sound a lot like Miles in that Bitches Brew period, and obviously Prince doing some great guitar work and kind of that cool melody that he's kind of doing there at the end. It reminds me of like tone wise, a little more. Well, it's a combination of El Di Meola and Return to Forever and his early records, and Carlos Santana and Prince, obviously. But like those are some of my favorite guitar tones. Is that those three right there, and using lots of cool effects. And so, I guess if you've stayed this long, I appreciate it, of course. And thanks to all my Prince fans and subscribers and fellow lovers of Prince that have stuck this out. But I think if any of this is interesting to you, this actual piece of audio we just listened to, you have to do yourself a favor and check out Miles, Bitches Brew, Big Fun. There's a bunch from that era. In a Silent Way, which is a completely different style, very ventilated, very kind of more pastoral, I guess. But all of those records from Miles from like 69 to basically 75 are some version of Latin influenced and jazz influenced, funk, R&B, and rock all mixed together, and some of the most poignant records. And here we have Prince. Whether or not this is an homage to that era of Miles, I don't know, but it sure sounds like it. So, yeah. So if you don't know those records, please check them out. And while we were listening to that, I was checking out to see if there was any buddy talking about this piece or Miles or being, talking about Prince or vice versa. And I saw that someone mentioned Prince's song Crystal Ball or maybe the record. So I'll check that out and see if there's any, um, you know, truth to that at all or whatever. So anyway, thanks for sticking with me. I'm Brian. This is Guitar Solo Reactions. Have a great day. Thanks.